All right, guys, I just wanted to kind of just check in and maybe take a look at all the figures that we know of that are on their way for 2025 so far. Everything that's been officially announced, everything that's been leaked, everything that is name only or digital render or uh, confirmed, just whatever it is. Let's just kind of talk about it. I just want to kind of go through the list and just kind of take an inventory. The first one, and these are in no particular order, by the way. They're in no order. First one is Frag Viper. Um, I didn't know much about the Frag Viper when they first announced it by name only. I kind of looked it up and I saw the old O-ring figure, and I just kind of thought, I'm not interested. I'm going to pass on that one. I didn't like the colors. He's kind of got some Miss America sash on or something that I thought looked silly. And then they announced then they showed the digital render, and I thought that looks pretty good actually, and started thinking about it more. And I'm coming around on it now. I'm very interested in seeing what is under the mask too. It's kind of speculated that it might be something other than a standard Viper underneath the mask, a guy with his mouth covered or something along those lines. So if it's going to be something different, I'm interested in that. So I'll pick it up. Next would be Blowtorch. I think Blowtorch looks good. I've been waiting for him for a while. Big difference there is going to be the brightness. The original figure was incredibly fluorescent looking, real bright reddish orange and yellow, and they've toned them down, which I think is fine, though I'm sure they'll make a retro version of them in the brighter colors for anyone that wants that. I like what they did with those I don't know, those pop can things that he's got all over him. I never knew what those were. I saw some interview where they don't know what they were either. They did research and couldn't figure out what those circle disc things are. So they came up with something that makes sense and incorporated the uniform, and I think it looks good. Next would be the first responder fireman character figure. I think this looks really good. My initial instinct is that I probably will not get it because it looks good, but doesn't really look like a G.I. Joe figure to me. It looks like Hasbro made a figure of a fireman, and that's exactly what they did. I don't really see how it ties into G.I. Joe, so I don't think I'm going to get it, but I might come around on it. I kind of felt the same about all the 60th anniversary guys because they don't really have names. They're just kind of generic Marine sniper, Halo jumper. But each one of those is a great figure. I really like those a lot. They got all kinds of pieces and parts and different heads and things you could swap in and out. And those would really be great troop builders. Actually, I haven't seen anybody troop building with them yet. I'm sure they're out there, but I just haven't come across it. Next would be Footloose. From what I gather, a lot of people are real excited about Footloose. I'm excited about Footloose. I had him. Him and Leatherneck are both kind of just decked out in camo, not super interesting looking characters, but I had them both. They were in heavy rotation in my collection, so I'm glad to get them both. I think Footloose looks good. He looks fine. He looks like what you'd expect. He's nothing over the top, but he never was. So he's staying true to the original. And we got Snake Eyes with the polar bear for the mass device. I could say I'm probably not going to get that one. I've tried watching the mass device a couple times as an adult, and I don't know. It doesn't seem as interesting to me as some of the other storylines they've done in the Sunbow series. It's supposed to be at its own price point, from what I understand. Too, it's not necessarily going to be $35 or $55 or one of these price points that we've seen before. This will have its own unique price point. The polar bear is supposed to be pretty big. I'm sure a lot of people out there are real interested in it and excited for it. It's a unique one to throw in the line for sure. It's a it's a deep cut. It's if you like that 5 episode run of the cartoon and that means something to you, then I can see wanting to get that. Plus, it comes with a little, little vial or containment unit that's got one of the elements for the mass device. And I think as the mass device thing unfolds, it will be probably pretty interesting and pretty cool, which will make me want to go back and find this Snake Eyes with the polar bear, which I'll have to buy from, some reseller for 3 times as much. And I'll wish I would have gotten in the first place. The Night Viper is another one that is real freshly confirmed. I don't know if that's officially confirmed. I know some other YouTube guys are saying, it's confirmed. I haven't really seen a Hasbro report saying it, but, I might just have not come across it. So I'm not doubting it, but I don't know officially. So I don't want to, report any misinformation. But if we are getting the Night Viper, that's great. I didn't have the Night Viper as a kid. He looks cool. I know a lot of people are real into the Night Viper and real excited about him. So that's fantastic. I'll buy him. Another one coming up is Law and Order. Law and Order look great. Law looks really cool. I didn't think much of him as a kid. I had him, but I don't know. He was just whatever. But I think he looks really good now. He's got some sort of a removable CB, or like a radio, the radio in, the station and stuff. The cord attaches to something on his body and it comes off and on, which is a new design that they've kind of incorporated. So that's neat. Yeah, he just looks like a well done figure. The dog looks good. Law and Order, I'll be getting for sure. All right, another one coming up is going to be the Cobra Claw hang glider kind of thing with a female pilot on it. I'm guessing that glider is going to be pretty big. I'll probably get it. I'll put I'll put a more substantial character on it, hang it in my display, and the female will probably be with the Valkyries. But I just know it's going to be one of those things that I'll get because I'm a collector, and if it looks cool, I want it. Next one would be Retro Flint. Flint's one of those characters that you just got to put out a new version of every so often. People have their favorite versions and this and that, and people have been clamoring for the retro version of Flint since the original. I really, really love the original. I don't see any reason to get the retro one. From the leaked images, it doesn't look good to me at all, but it's a leaked version where his legs kind of twisted up and you don't get a real good look at it and stuff. So who knows? I mean, in the package and with a good image and stuff, I might change my mind. But right now I'm very happy with the original Flint. So I don't plan on getting it. And when I don't plan on getting it, I stick to that 1 out of 5 times. Retro Televiper would be another one that's coming out. I see why they're doing that. The original one that came with the flight pod, the Trouble Bubble, is difficult to get. So them re-releasing it just on a solo card, I think is a good idea. The design seems fine. I think the writing across the eye visor is a nice touch. That's another one that from the pictures, it doesn't really look very good. He kind of looks like skinny and gnarly. And so I don't know how it truly looks. Next would be the 2-pack of Slice and Dice, which is one that's not officially announced, but there's this guy who's been leaking factory images, which is how we know about a couple of these on this list. Anyways, we've seen several images of Slice and Dice now. I didn't have Slice and Dice as a kid. I don't know much about them. The ninjas, I could take or leave most of them. I kind of like the main couple, but I thought Slice in general, I think I like his look. Dice, not so much. When I go back and look at the older figures, but from these leaked images, I think they both are going to be awesome. They both look like they have real cool alternate masks, and I'll definitely be getting those guys. Next up would be Crystal Ball. I am very excited about Crystal Ball. I had Crystal Ball as a kid. I really liked him. Um, from the leaked images, he looks very cool. He's not completely painted. He's another one that's kind of a crappy photo, but you can still tell that, yeah, I like what they're doing with him. He's got this long kind of trench coat that looks good. He looks pretty true to the original style, but just modernized a little bit and adultified and classified, and yeah, he looks good. The kid version of him came with like a shield that had a lenticular image on it, where you tilt it and it kind of changes a little bit, and it was like a hypnotizing shield. I hope they do that again. I know that's some people might kind of find that cheesy or something, but I don't care. I think it's cool. I'd like to see that one again. Retro Cover Girl is another one that we're getting in classified. Cover Girl's not someone I care about a whole lot in the first place. I have the version that's out now, which I think is fine. People kind of complain about the face sculpt on it, and I could see that. Sometimes I look at it and think it's all right, and then sometimes I look at it and I'm like, yeah, it's not that great. So I do like her look. I like her bomber jacket and everything. I might just get the other one, put the better head on the old version, and consider the new one just a different character or something. Another one is going to be the Retro Bat, like the cartoon version of the Bat. I don't really see any reason that they're making this. Sometimes when they make these retro versions, I kind of get upset because I just feel like that's a spot taken now for somebody else. The Retro Bat, I don't care about. I'm not going to get that one. Next up would be Darklon. Darklon's another one that is been announced. Name only reveal. They haven't showed digital renders yet, but we got a lot of leaked images from the factory. I don't like Darklon's like color design in the first place. He's one of those characters I just think like doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. He's got a green shirt and purple pants with yellow guards on it, and it's just kind of I don't like his look, but I understand he's going to always look like that, and fans of Darklon will want him to look like that. I'll get him unless they shortly after announce that they're going to make an Iron Grenadier version of him where he's just painted in the black, red, and gold. I'd much rather have that, but I'm also not going to wait 18 months for that version. Another one is Retro Breaker. This is another one who's not really even officially announced, but we've seen these leaked images. Looks like he's wearing blue this time, unless that means his paint is just not complete, which very well could be the case. For those of you who didn't get it, this is a great opportunity because he's another one who was tough to get. I had to hunt around for quite a while. I wish they would put out Clutch Retro instead, because he's one that I've been wanting for a long time. There's another one here. I don't want to say too much about because I don't know what this is, but there is leaked images again. It's not announced that nothing's official there, but something is being made that is speculated. It's a green shirt figure, just a generic green shirt G.I. Joe troop builder. If that's what it is, then that's a great idea. It might very well be a recognizable figure, but we just don't know yet because the images don't reveal much. Another one coming out is Monkey Wrench. This is also going to be in the same line as the Night Viper, which I don't know if that is an official reveal yet, so I don't want to give misinformation, but it seems like it's confirmed. Monkey Wrench certainly is one that we need in the collection. He's kind of part of the main group of four dingbats in the Dreadnoks. You got Ripper, Buzzer, Torch, and Monkey Wrench. You need to have all four, really. Those guys just kind of go hand in hand, and they're together. So yeah, Monkey Wrench, I'll pick up Monkey Wrench. Snake Eyes version 4. He's going to be in the wave with Monkey Wrench and the Night Viper. Snake Eyes version 4 has been an official announced name only reveal. He's like the most popular character there is, so they're always going to kick out new versions of Snake Eyes. And if you like this one or it means something to you, you can pick it up. And then the last one in that wave of 4 is Sci-Fi. And I'm very excited about Sci-Fi. I'll definitely pick that up. I always like to pick up the characters that have unique looks. It just makes the whole collection more appealing. So yeah, I'll get Sci-Fi. And then we got the Rattler, which, that went up for pre-order, last year, and the pre-order's already been closed for some time now. But the Rattler's coming, this year. It won't be till very end of the year, basically, but that'll be there. And that comes with the pilot Baroness, that comes with Wild Weasel, and then a Rattler Gunner, kind of generic Viper character. I ordered mine. I ordered it mainly because I got to have Wild Weasel, and the Baroness looks really, really good too. Next one I got on the list here is going to be Retro Dr. Mindbender. It's good they're putting him out in single form card back because he was really hard to get. A little irked that they're just releasing it now and it's going to be $25 for like the same exact thing, basically, other than he's got the logo on the cape and his boots have some silver lining or something, whatever. But it needed to be done because there's a lot of people that were not able to get Dr. Mindbender. He's a real, classic staple character that should be in the collection. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, you're going to want to have your Dr. Mindbender. And it was really stupid of them to make him so difficult to get in the first place and so expensive and this and that. So I think it's a good thing that they're re-releasing him. Another one coming out is going to be Heavy Duty. Heavy Duty looks very cool. I like his whole rocket launcher shoulder setup. I think that thing looks very neat. I'll definitely be getting that one. Trench Viper with the modular defense system thing is another set that's coming out. That'll be the first play set. It just kind of looks like a box with, a hole in it and a gun rack inside and some stuff to put together. But I'm sure it's probably one of those things. Once you open the box and pull it all out, you're going to be like, oh, wow, this is better than I thought. I bet the quality's probably better than I'm imagining it. It probably the accessories, I know what it comes with, but I'm sure when I open the box, it's going to seem just more impressive. So my initial thought when I saw that and that you have to buy the figure with it and everything, I was kind of like, man, why do they do it like that? Because I might buy like 3 or 4 of these things, but if I got to buy the figure too, then like everything changes. So I wasn't real excited about that. But I'm sure I'm going to pick one up just because, I'm a collector and I want it. Another one's going to be the Retro Viper, just the classic blue and red Viper. This is one of those that I kind of feel like, why you got to do this? This is taking up a spot for something, we could have a better figure in place of this. I got my 3-pack and that's absolutely fine. So for me, hard pass on this Retro Viper. And then last is going to be the Retro Rock and Roll. You're going to have like some purists that really want the original 13 to look as close as possible to the old 1982 figures. I can respect that. I have no use for it. I don't need that. I got the first Rock and Roll. I think that one's great. But I could see wanting to have the original 13 on the shelf, all wearing the kind of drab uniforms, all kind of matching and all posed together in the same position on your shelf or in your photos or whatever you want to do. So I understand why they're doing that. Okay, so by my count, that's 27. That's 27 figures that we got coming out that we know of this year. Last year, I think it was 64, I want to say 65 figures that they put out. So hopefully we got a lot more coming. I think this is a pretty good assortment of guys that are coming out. We got some old, we got some new, we got some retro. No sub-team stuff though, now that I think about it. And I'm fine with that. I don't care about any of those. Good assortment coming out, so I'm happy with it. I'm going to get, the majority of them. All right, guys, let me know what you think, what your opinions are on the ones that are coming out, and your pickups and your passes, and if you like the design or you don't like the design, whatever you want to say. All right. Hey, thanks again for watching, guys. G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe.